Yo, what's good with it, Pack family? This your boy, Mr. Check My Resume, about to bring you this 0-day watch list for June the 17th. We got quite a number of tickets on here that I want to go through real quick, just to give you guys some insight and looking at what I'm looking at for tomorrow, and we'll jump right into it. So first one I got on my list I want to take a look at is on my screen, and that's Beyond Meats. BYND is the ticker. And first off, what I'm looking at here is this 4-hour setup. Also, we've got a daily inside setup here. But more importantly, what I'm looking at is the 4-hour. I'm looking at a trigger 212 to the downside below $23.82. I'll be looking for that one to take it at least to that first target, which is also point of control here on the 4-hour at $23.10. So I'll be looking for that trigger on Beyond. Also on the day, there's a secondary trigger on the daily level at $23.08. So I'll be looking at that one as well on the downside. So first one, Beyond. Next one I got here is Walgreens Boot Alliance. WBA is the ticker. Looking at WBA here. First off, we see we got a 212 potential set up. Looking at an entry below $39.44. Looking to take this one to the broad information range at about $38.90. Very simple trade, straightforward. Looking for a continuation on the day, and that'll happen below $39.14. So we'll be monitoring WBA tomorrow. Should be a solid quick trade right there. Next one I have on my list is Colgate toothpaste. Looking at Colgate again, this one here is to the downside. On Colgate, looking at a 212 on the 4-hour below $73.74. Be looking at this one. It's going to be a little choppy. We're playing this one here through these broad information levels. So I'm really looking to take it down to this like 73.50, maybe just a tad below that 73.50 level. Very short, quick trade. Should turn over a decent amount of profit there if you're looking for a little quick trade. All right, next one, moving on. We're going to take a look at Procter & Gamble, largest holder we have here in the Staples arena. First off, what we see here, obviously this thing's been trending down. Today did have a nice little morning session, but the afternoon kind of went back to the regularly scheduled programming. So the first thing we're looking at is the 4-hour setup, looking at a 4-hour entry below Chicago 312 below 132.78 right here. And then on the day, we're looking for a rev strat. It barely went 2 up, but we're looking for a 2 up, 2 down reversal back to the downside below $130.60. So that's Procter & Gamble. That's what we're thinking there on that one. Let's keep it rolling. Now, moving out of Staples, we are headed over into the discretionary area. First one I want to take a look at in the discretionary is LVS, and that's Las Vegas Sands. So first off, what we're looking at is pretty obvious here, and that's 212. Looking at this one to the downside, looking at a level of excuse me, $30.70. Below that, it will be our trigger point, and looking for a continuation to happen on the day below $30.57. So we get trigger, then we've got continuation on the day. So we'll see what happens there. Another one moving on will be LI Lee. So really quick on Lee. This one is to the upside actually. So at Lee, we're looking for a 212. Looking for an entry above this $32.05. Looking for this one to go back and retest the broad information range it tested today. So looking for that one to continue. Also on the day, we're looking at a rev strat, potentially what is this? Above $32.16. So looking for those 2 trigger points on Lee. Next one we want to take a look at here. It's back. It's another back to the downside play, even though, and that is HD. And as you can see here, HD looks like we had a little bit of a gap now. Filled the gap. and we pushed down in the afternoon, but then we had a nice little bounce. Some buyers showed up in the late in the afternoon session, which is totally fine. However, I am still inclined to think this one's going to push down again, but we are wedged between a couple broadening formation levels here. But my thought process is here is if we do go up, we'll go and test this BF and then get rejected and pushed back down below the trigger point. So I'll be monitoring HD. You may have to just wait on it. All right, moving on. Next one, we'll talk about a couple of hedges. We've been playing these pretty regularly over the last few weeks, but just want to bring up VIX. Looking at a 212 on VIX above $25.97. There's not much really to say about it. We've been able to take advantage of these VIX plays as well as UVXY. So a UVXY, similar setup. Your preference of how it looks, maybe, each individual. But again, looking at a 212 here on UVXY on the 4-hour above $17.50. So UVXY, similar to VIX, been pushing up. VXX as well as VIX. So keep those hedges in your back pocket. If we get this push down, it'd be something you can take advantage of, as we've been doing regularly over these last few weeks. All right, let's keep it going. Next one, we want to talk about getting to communications. First one is Snap. Looking at Snapchat, looking at 212 here on the 4-hour, and that's below $12.15. Also looking at an entry on the day below $12.14. So you got those two entry points, those two triggers, right next to each other. Sounds pretty solid to me. Like the way it sets up, continuities to the downside. Nothing else to say there. Next one here is Disney, DIS, Boston VIP has been shorting this one. So looking at Disney here, looking at an entry level of 212 on the 4-hour below $93.54. So that'll be our trigger point for entry. Looks like we had a little bit of corrective activity to the upside yesterday and today. Well, actually yesterday. So look for this one to continue its movement back to the downside, take the day back red, and we'll have continuity back to the downside in all time frames. So Disney's another one. We're expecting to continue this downward trajectory. Now, moving over to industrials, I want to talk about Uber really quick. UBER is the ticker. So here on Uber, as you can see, we're right here at the bottom of this broad information range. I can see us pushing down to go test this BF and push below. So I'm really looking at this downside move on Uber. I'm looking at this 212 on the 4-hour below $20.16 right here. So be looking at that for entry, which will give us continuation on the day. This may be a shorter term play where it just kind of pops, and then once it bounces or something like that, or it tries to respond to that broad information, it might be time to get out. But this one here could be a quick, nice trade you can take to the downside. And you got this broad information level about $19.60. So not bad. Could be nice win, nice double, so to speak. Now to stick with industrials, you know how I feel about this one, but we got Boeing. BA is the ticker. Boeing. We see all this green from the last couple days. I'm still thinking downside move, and I think today is the day where it's going to turn over. Similar to the rest of the sector. So we had this green shooter on the day. So actually, I'm looking at Boeing to go below this 4-hour trigger of 132.85. First target would be 131.26. Second target would be 129.55. So we got the PMG here on the 4-hour for Boeing to the downside. So like the way it sets up, even with all that green there, I'm like, yep, I see what you're doing. Next one is BMY, Bristol Myers. This one here, I'm looking at to the upside. We got buyers present, looks like. Look like we hit a good range. So we're looking at this 212 potentially on the 4 hour, and that's above $72.65. Got the hammer. Also on the day, we're looking at this 122 reversal, and that's above $72.81. So BNY looks solid. Looks like we had the gap down this week, and now it's trying to recover. So it'll go back and retest that broad information, but we may not even be there for all that. So anyway, like that one, BMY, Bristol Myers. Next one and last one on my list. Don't be surprised because I have it on here, but that is Halliburton, HAL. Really like Halliburton to try and go test down below this broad information range. Not sure we'll be able to capture all of that, but I can see this push down to the 212 on the 4 hour. That's below $33.30. That would also give us continuation on the day, but then also just be mindful. This is a major broad information level, so you can't have the expectation that it's going to just blow through it and just slice through the BF. So just be mindful with that one. Continuity and everything is trying to push to the downside on this one. So just be mindful. And yeah, your trigger point below 33.30, and then continuation on the day happens right below that at $33.29. So you got like both of those areas like right next to each other. So this could be something you could take advantage of. See, and that is all I got for tomorrow, my peoples. So with that, I'm gonna leave y'all with it. Y'all have a great rest of y'all evening, and hit me in the Discord if you got any questions. Please like and subscribe. Surely appreciate it. Y'all have a great evening. Catch y'all in the morning. Peace.